Right now, most of the field that was to be ready to harvest are destroyed.
160,000 heads of cabbage have been damaged by floods. A few days ago, the flood waters covered these 35 acres of cabbage that belong to the Valley of Peace Farmers Association. They are Belize's largest cabbage producer, and this 75% loss of cabbage in the ground is not just bad business for the farmers, but they say also possibly for consumers.
The association is the one that sustains the market of cabbage, sustain that we don't permit that the importation comes, so we have the market with the cabbage, but now we could see that it will be needed to import cabbage.
So you think that as a result of this flooding, there may be a shortage of cabbage on the market?
You will see definitely in the market. The high price will go up too.
While cabbage is just one of the crops destroyed in the floods, smaller plots of onions, cilantro, cucumbers, peppers, and tomatoes also took a hit. It started last weekend with the heavy rains. This area experienced close to 15 inches of rainfall. Now these farmers can't harvest most of what's in the ground.
More than 75% of the crop were flooded underwater, and now we could see the result of that flooding. More than 50% of the crops we will not be harvesting. Nothing absolutely, it's all damaged. As you could see, one the water, and the next one is the fungus and bacteria who after the water what the plant catch.
And the flooding, according to the farmers, is the worst they've seen. When they arrived over the weekend, everything was covered with water, but they allege that it was worsened by their neighbors' Valley of Peace farms.
I could say that this loss was caused by them. Their drainage is not adequate, and they throw all the water to our fields. So that is what is causing this big loss.
This is the first time the people have all these losses. It really affects us more this year because the waters come from the chicken fields, right? And actually, I would like to have a conversation with the company there to see who they can assist our farmers, because they can't be losing every year our farmers. The thing is that it took them like a surprise, because we have a big drought, and suddenly we have a big rain, so it really surprised our families and our farmers.
And so it's a tough loss for these farmers who are completely dependent on farming to sustain their livelihoods.
This is a hard moment to them. It's hard to restart again because this plant takes almost 4 months to see to harvest, to have the vegetables ready to harvest.
From this area here, they sustain like over 40 families from the village, and because most of the farmers that they really work hard for sustain their families, and that how they have these losses here, this will really affect the families.
Today, the Ministry of Agriculture was on the ground doing assessments in order to provide some support for these farmers. The farmers, on the other hand, are out trying to salvage what they can. They say that they're unable to plant in this plot of land right now, but that they'll bounce back.
They are very sad because the thing is that they will start from zero right now, because all the seedlings, all the plants, it takes 4 months to harvest, and from now on they have to start with 4 months to start over to make they start harvesting again.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.